Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OC review video. Today we are taking a look at Series 23 for the Spin Master Monster Jam 2022 singles assortments, and this case is insanely cool. There are a bunch of new things to talk about, a truck that people have asked for forever and is finally making an appearance. You can see it right there on the right hand of your screen. But first, let's do an assortment breakdown of all the trucks and get into them individually. The first one up on the right side that I just spoke about is, of course, the All-Star Avenger Fire Body that has run at other Monster Jam events now, and this is finally debuting in Spin Master Monster Jam. After 2 years of requests by the community, they finally produced an Avenger Fire, so you guys can finally stop asking for it, just like Bulldozer. So Avenger Fire is making its first appearance in diecast form in this assortment. And then we also have a few others. We have the Skeleton Zombie. This is a different Skeleton Zombie than the one we actually saw at the Encore. I'll explain that in a little while, but it is making an appearance with a brand new style scheme, which I will discuss in a moment. There is World Finals 16's secondary edition of Skeleton Zombie. Then we have the chase piece of this set. It is a Brad Allen Team Scream Chassis El Toro Loco, the true heavy metal edition. I'll talk about this as well in a little while. We have the return of the purple Jurassic Attack. We have not seen this in 1/64 scale since Hot Wheels. I can't remember what specific year it was, but it's been a long time since we have seen it in 1/64 scale. So it is making a return appearance on Spin Master's Jurassic Attack tooling in this assortment right there. Then we have the first ever release of Mystery Machine in the singles packs. So Mystery Machine is making a surprise appearance in singles this year right there. Then we have See-Thru Crew, which we saw debut in Series 22, bringing out the Gravedigger, and now it has transparent tires. We'll look at that and compare it to Max D in a moment. Then the last three, which aren't my favorite, but they are still in this case, is the EarthShaker with a yellow transparent colored chassis. We have Horsepower returning to singles packs. After 2 years, this has only appeared in singles in Mix 7, so it's now back again. And then finally, another appearance of the Retro Red Primer Gravedigger, this time with muddy tires in Series 23. And we're going to actually start today's review with that EarthShaker that I brought into frame first off. And this is, again, probably my least favorite of this case, so that's why we're starting with it as always. But it is cool to see it with these gray rims because they've actually changed the gray rims to be more accurate to the real-life truck's colors. So if you notice this year, they're more of a silver chrome tone than they have been with previous kind of solid gray rims. So they have done that. It looks really cool with that. So let's unbox it and check it out. EarthShaker is up first. Okay, so EarthShaker, first truck up for Series 23. Here is the ramp it comes with. As I mentioned in my previous video, Series 22, they come with 3 different accessories, 1 per box. And let's check out the poster. First off, for this review, I am curious to see all of the different little tiny details they've added to it. So the first thing is the arena favorites have 3 trucks this time around. It's Jurassic Attack, EarthShaker, and Avenger Fire. We have See-Thru Crew with Gravedigger, Crazy Creatures returning with Horsepower, Nitro Neon returning with the Mystery Machine. So it looks like Nitro Neon actually continuing on even with Hyperfueled. So there's 2 different Neon series this year. We have the World Finals Zombie. So World Finals series is returning for this year for World Finals bodies that ran in Encores and in the competitions. Retro Rebels is still around, obviously, since we saw it in Series 22 with the Gravedigger #1 blue and gray scheme with that Retro Red Primer Muddy edition of Gravedigger. And then, of course, the true heavy metal chase piece, El Toro Loco. And the back of the actual poster is the EarthShaker. So there's the poster, and here is EarthShaker from the arena favorites. So again, interesting idea for the roll cage. It's semi-transparent yellow. It has a black chassis and those brand new color rims for the silver rims, or the standard competition rims, whatever you want to call them, for Monster Jam. It has black tires and a normal EarthShaker body. So a quick little review on EarthShaker, nothing too crazy about it. It is kind of a filler in this case, in this sense, because it's not the most extravagant truck of this assortment, but there are many more trucks in this case that are awesome. So quick little one for EarthShaker. There it is for Series 23. And next up is the Retro Rebels Gravedigger Red Primer. And here it is. Again, we have already seen this in the singles packs and a couple other releases like the Retro 5 pack, so nothing too crazy. We are seeing an extra amount of Gravediggers this year because of the anniversary year. So you can't expect to see a few repeat trucks like this in this year. So this is one of those cases. We have a barrel, as I mentioned in my previous video as well. right there for the accessory. And here it is with the brown tires as if it was muddy, with the yellow rims, a new gray chassis and gray motor insert, and the standard red primer Gravedigger body. It actually doesn't have Dennis on the side panel. It looks like mine didn't get the print. I can kind of see it faded there. Can't see it on camera, but I guess mine's an error. It doesn't say Dennis, but that's a shame. It's okay though. And then we have the "We ain't bad, but the bad don't mess with us" on the tailgate. And so that's basically it for the Retro Rebels Red Primer Gravedigger. And the final truck that isn't the most exciting is the Horsepower. We did recently see it in 2019. It's finally back again with a brand new style for the chassis and rims. Let's check out Horsepower from Crazy Creatures. And Horsepower debuting with some brand new rims and beadlocks and a roll cage change. We have a brown roll cage this time with a black chassis, yellow beadlocks, and gray rims. I honestly think it looks pretty cool with this new setup. And here it is, one of the 3 different horse style castings that we have seen. We have also Sparkle Smash and Racing Stripes, the zebra. So Horsepower was the original horse casting that they used and the design. So here it is again. If you missed it in Mix 7, your opportunity to get a new one is right here in Series 23. So there it is. It does have a cool gradient style for the paint on the mane and the tail. We have a light brown and then a dark brown at the bottom. So there is Horsepower again. The last truck that is kind of a repeat style with a variation to help change it up a bit, but is very similar to the original release. See-Thru Crew has just kind of upped its game a bit. Let's check it out. So last time I mentioned in my Series 22 review, there's a couple trucks that have specialized accessories that are different from the standard colors. This time Gravedigger has a green car, which the others have been just orange. So that's pretty cool to have a green painted car. And now we have the Gravedigger from See-Thru Crew. If I bring in Max D from the previous case with See-Thru Crew, you'll notice that they actually have started doing the transparent tires. And I looked back on the card art for the Max D, and Max D was actually supposed to have the transparent tires on the back rendering. So I guess they just forgot to do them, or the factory just didn't produce them with transparent tires, but all of the See-Thru Crew trucks should have transparent tires. Max D did get, unfortunately, skipped out on that. So it's kind of unfortunate because it would have looked much, much better had they done the full see-through chassis and tires for it. But Max D did get a little forgotten about here from Series 22, but everything going forward will have the transparent tires on top of the transparent rims, chassis, and roll cage. So there's Max D from Series 22, and here's the new Gravedigger. And this one has a transparent light gray chassis, you can see in there. And then the roll cage is a transparent green with transparent green rims and transparent gray tires. So I think it looks really cool. I like the idea of the series now with the tires. It looks much, much better. And the graphics clarity on Gravedigger has drastically improved. You can see the actual clarity of the Grim face, and the white tone of the Gravedigger font is really, really clear. And I love the side panel look as well. So there is Gravedigger from the See-Thru Crew with those brand new tires showing off the trueness of the See-Thru Crew whole idea and meaning. So there it is, See-Thru Crew Gravedigger for 2022 Series 23. And next up is Mystery Machine, reintroducing the Nitro Neons back into the mix after a couple years, and also bringing Mystery Machine into the singles packs. Let's unbox it and check it out. All right, Mystery Machine, one of my favorite ideas and concepts by Spin Master, also one of my favorite castings they've done. It looks awesome with these tires and these rims that they chose to use for it. So it has a perfectly matched unsaturated orange color for the rim color, as it looks like in the logo and the flowers on the truck. Then they took the exact same turquoise body and made turquoise tires, and that's my favorite color. So you guys, if you watch my channel for a while, you know that. And I love these tires. And the roll cage is a desaturated kind of yellow-green that also perfectly matches the background of the green colors on the truck itself. So this looks amazing. I'm very happy with this. It's not overdone in terms of the colors. It's all perfectly balanced out, and I really, really enjoy the tire color a lot. It also has a gray chassis. They didn't do a crazy color chassis. They just did a gray chassis to help keep the colors flowing and everything super balanced. So definitely hats off to them for this release. I know a lot of people need Mystery Machines, so this will be a great chance for them to pick it up. And I just love this casting. I love the graphics and idea, and it's just super cool to see it. So there it is, the Mystery Machine for 2022 Series 23 from Nitro Neons. And next up is that returning face of Jurassic Attack, the purple body. Let's unbox it. All right, so there is Jurassic Attack, the purple body, which actually in real life is a ride truck. They never actually have run a competition Jurassic Attack with purple, but Hot Wheels did release one, and now Spin Master is releasing their own version with their own casting. Last time we saw Jurassic Attack from Spin Master was a couple times actually, but it was a blue edition, the one that was a competition truck. So I hope that they will do the original beige color that they originally ran for Jurassic Attack. That would be so sick because I love that body more than all of them. So there is the new one compared to the old one. And you can also see they have updated finally the actual horn colors for the cream effect instead of the actual pure white, like they were supposed to do with this original release. They actually planned to do that, but didn't do it. And now it matches the beak color. They actually did bring this tone down a bit, so it's a little less saturated. So it's really cool. I love how the purple looks with the green, and I also really enjoyed it when it was in the Hot Wheels release. So it's just nice to see this again on this new casting. It does have the frill with the green printed onto that as well. And the clarity of the scales is really, really well done. I love the lizard style eye for this Jurassic attack. And I love the scratches here on this one and the logo color. And the tailgate also has that same logo color. And the nice lavender base coat for the paint color with pure white rims, a black roll cage, and gray chassis. So I'm sure a lot of folks will be happy to find this Jurassic Attack in stores because a lot of them did miss it when Hot Wheels released it. So there is Purple Jurassic Attack returning to the singles assortments by Spin Master Monster Jam for Series 23. And moving up to the top 3, we have the Skeleton Zombie. It looks a little different. I'm about to talk about why that is. Let's check it out and unbox it first. Okay, Skeleton Zombie, a really cool release. I'm gonna have some criticisms about it, but I think this version of Zombie Skeleton looks insanely cool. It does also come with a specialized Crush Car color. It is purple to match its clothes on the truck. But this Skeleton Zombie is not the original one from the Encore. It is a remake that was actually done for the Zombie vs. Hunter line when they originally planned to have the 4 Encore zombies in those assortments. But of course, those were canceled and postponed to single packs releases because of casting budgets. But it appears that for this year, they couldn't afford a new tooling for this zombie, so they are using the standard zombie tooling and the standard zombie arms. Instead of the stubby arm on the left side, they are using the regular zombie arms. So hopefully at some point in the future, doesn't have to be 2023, maybe 2024, we will receive a skeleton form of zombie officially with the official arm. But for now, I will take this and say it's good enough for the time being, because I hope that with saving on that casting cost for Skeleton Zombie, that they will do the female zombie this year and knock it out of the park. Hopefully that's the case. If not, I will be a little more disappointed at the end of the year. But this zombie from Zombie vs. Hunter's original concept looks insanely cool. And it actually brings a lot more character to the Skeleton Zombie than the previous one. Of course, because it's just a skeleton, there's not much to have in terms of detail, but they did hammer in a lot of detail with the Zombie vs. Hunter's body. So let's check out that detail as I go through it. So the first thing you'll notice is the zombie logo is modified, and this is the first time and only truck of the zombie fleet that we see with a modified logo for the actual diecast releases. Of course, the real life Skeleton Zombie had a normal logo. I'll put a picture on screen of that zombie. You can see the differences in terms of the actual graphics layout. And back to the review, here is the one we have now. You can see it also has the green goo from the Zombie vs. Hunter's line. You can tell that's why that's there, is because it was a body that they were going to release, but they did cancel. So we're getting the exact same scheme that they were going to release in the doubles packs for the Zombie vs. Hunters, now in this form instead. It also has the classic purple clothes, so that is actually an accurate detail to the actual Skeleton Zombie. The purple clothing and these cracks inside of the actual bones of the zombie are very accurate to the real life truck. The only thing that's not accurate currently is the logo, the green goo, the red goo, and the arm not being stubby. Besides that, and besides the actual casting, everything else is almost 100% accurate. And if you notice, finally, I'm so excited about that. Jordan finally updated the actual brain for the normal zombies to be pink, just like I recommended, just like the real life truck has, and this one did have as well when it ran. So the pink brain is now making an appearance. It has the cracking in the skull. Of course, this zombie is the standard casting, so it does have the hair. It kind of looks a little silly, but it has the white hair because it was the original zombie casting. And they did do the skeleton nose and face on the normal zombie casting, which I actually think doesn't look too bad. It doesn't take away from it in my mind, and I think it looks really cool. So it has the skeleton zombie eyes, obviously no eyeballs at all, just empty sockets. And then we have the teeth here. The mouth is a little weird. It's not fully printed in. I'm not sure if the jaw, maybe they could have done a little bit of cracking or blood here to help make this look like it's not so blank, but they do have the zombie mouth here with the green goo on this side and this side, and then the cracking all over this face. This face is awesome. I really think they nailed this face, even though they had to use the old casting. So this looks so sick. And then this side is the same graphics layout with the purple clothing yet again, and this zombie logo with the goo and the cracks all over the place. And the tailgate looks insanely cool with the red outlined bloody zombie logo with the black inner parts, and then the purple clothing draping down the back. And it has a black roll cage, black chassis, and gray rims with black tires. No Boneyard trucks for this year, so they did skip out on giving it a Boneyard trucks chassis. It looks so much better without the Boneyard trucks chassis. And again, this is not an accurate Encore zombie for skeleton or the one that Barry Musawa ran in a couple arena shows, but it is the original Zombie versus Hunter zombie skeleton, and I think it still looks insane. And it gives us a skeleton zombie for now, while they have some time to hopefully eventually give a budget to an actual skeleton zombie with the new arm. And here it is compared to its brother trucks, the other two zombies that we have received from the Encore so far, which are the Burn Zombie and the Redneck Zombie. So finally adding the skeleton zombie into the mix here, and hopefully in the end of this year we will see the female zombie, the yellow one with the long hair and the arm in the mouth. Hopefully they save the casting budget for that one instead. So for now, we have the Zombie versus Hunter skeleton zombie concept in singles packs. I think it looks insane. The face is just so cool, and I love the brain update. So there is Skeleton Zombie, and I know most people probably have skipped forward to this part of the review for this Avenger Fire. This is super, super cool. People have been waiting a long time for this truck to be made, and fun fact, it's actually one of Spin Master's, the entire design team and marketing team's favorite bodies from Avenger and Team Scream, so I'm surprised it took this long, but nonetheless, I'm excited to unbox it. Let's check out Avenger Fire from the All-Star Challenge and other events right now. Okay, here it is, the Avenger from Team Scream Fire Edition. This body is not one of my favorite Avenger bodies, but it is amazing to see it in die-cast form. I definitely think this looks insanely cool, and I will definitely agree with those who want it for so long. I 100% agree that it deserves to be made, and I'm glad they finally have done it. There are a few things they didn't do completely right, but I'm totally fine with just to get this truck out into production. They didn't print on the window. They actually knocked the skull down a bit just so they didn't have to do that. I'm sure it was because of cost, and it's a little more cost-effective to just do it this way. Doesn't bother me. It might bother others, but there's the skull, the flames, and the Avenger logo, all accurate to the real-life truck. We have the Monstrum logo, Cohen logo, and Lucas Oil logo. The front grille is the other thing that's not completely accurate. It should say Avenger in here with the logo like this with flames, but they did paint it silver. I don't really mind that. It's okay with me. I love the front grille for this Avenger release, though, like the previous one, so I think they did a wonderful job with the casting. And then the headlights are as if they're glowing and turned on. They're fully covering the sockets there with the flames coming off of them, and the actual skull on the hood of the Avenger with the Lexan bolts in the windshield and the flames on the roof going all the way back. Of course, it is this weird casting with the motor exposed, but it does have the Avenger logo and fire on the tailgate where it is right here. And then we have red rims with BKT tires printed on, a gray roll cage, and a black chassis to offset the colors. So it looks really good. The other thing I don't love is the rim color. I think the red is a little overpowering. If they just did the black rim with orange beadlocks, I think it would look much better. But again, I think they're trying to save a little bit more on the casting budgets and all the other things, so I think that's why we're seeing it a little toned down. However, it also gives the opportunity for customizers to do their thing and lets other people do some talented things to this truck, so I don't completely knock them for that. And yet another Team Scream truck, this time as an El Toro Loco, because they do run Monster Jam owned bodies on independent chassis now. This is El Toro Loco from Team Scream under Brad Allen as the true heavy metal chase piece for this assortment. Let's unbox it. All right, true heavy metal, just as heavy as the previous one. The previous one was the Son of a Digger, and it appears that they're actually starting to print on the shock, so I'm not too sure why Son of a Digger was skipped out on that, but this El Toro Loco is super notable because it is technically an independent release. Now, they didn't do the red shocks, they did orange, but it definitely simulates the Brad Allen El Toro Loco on the Team Scream chassis with the black headers and the gray rims and gray chassis. El Toro Loco has the nice silver roll cage with the orange shocks, black headers over the actual roll cage, gray rims, BKT printed tires, and that metal chassis with the metal body. So again, true heavy metal, super heavy. The chase piece of this assortment, it might actually be my favorite chase piece of the year. An early preliminary statement there, but I really do think this ends up being my favorite chase piece of the year just because it is technically the Team Scream one. So I think a lot of people will enjoy this one much more than the previous one, Son of a Digger, and I really love what they've done. So that will now wrap up the Series 23 review for Spin Master Monster Jam 2022. I think there has been some ups and downs in this case, but definitely more ups than downs than previous ones. I really did, again, enjoy the Skeleton Zombie, even though it's not fully accurate. It looks awesome with this actual scheme, and I actually kind of wish this would have been what it looked like in real life, but there are many improvements to make if they ever do a regular Skeleton Zombie casting for future releases that I'll note probably at the end of this year. For now, I'm going to leave them alone. They do so much work, and I'm always trying to correct them, so I'm not going to say anything else in this video about this. I just really like it. I love the purple clothing, and that face looks awesome. I also love, of course, everyone's favorite, probably in this case, the Avenger Fire. So we got a lot of cool trucks in this assortment, a very balanced case in my opinion, and I can't wait to review Series 24. So until then, I will see you guys next time. This is Ryan or Monster OCD, signing out.